Any me that say Nana Mako, we have Luta, me believe you, but I'm drawing from my picture now to her, and then I'll to later. Was
what the man want
to where second time I am, sir.
There be now come now.
Inti.
And then wedding na Kokobiana.
Ebi ase o se ni team commission ase o ma me face it me sure say ebi am nim but ebi na me nim
collateral damage be
what come department were recently
there be
sa
in question ti ase
but so endra Yakubu frame me so frɛ so
Sabato
about Monday no
okay
and I make you so and make us
no yes okay Sabato frame ba Martin nka true Mickey
okay until Monday be sure
until Monday
yeah dey endra kra na o say no 3 days na go say
o catch them say o frame no say o hin ade na wo ma iftar when I say as you can back on crame Mickey just kwa on frame enter me ma
na ene iftar be ba so na
it's a Friday
tienko iftar
yes on iftar on buffet there's your president in run and you know
yes Sabato
Obama
Obama pa
say na me yakwa na jo me yakwa na jo and 12
1 p.m. 1 a.m.
Well, I am.
It's no friend can say honorable me say chairman or you what for say now you want me to check what the 1 a.m. no get am o fear na confirm me yeah make just a friend or the one in the buy or the be here one wedding aseno
mamu me yes and
we nya le tufo
we nya tufo
mu bia ni bibia o bia
na say the night sound so call
the glasses nko
I say
shadow me nya action o the shadow so please go go shadow
so you balance
I have you when mu tia
Chairman Mickey
shadows or judge shadows o ye bola ban
na me kan crofo ye me heavy ye pa Mickey
ka hu bi
Mickey pa
don't I
Mickey
me
say you underestimate him at your own peril.
say
I'm offering say stay now no nsapai
left and right
now Okasel nsapai dey
the first one of the first appointees of this government
microphone
na mo say onya
onye papa te say dan wo hia me
anybody di watch about
wo hia me job 600 o si me ba sesi a 5:30 and sound off me wa o share me be 1:30
so I can kokosi enko
oyini o se mogwe hunia yes in literature
situation the situation we crowd and the boy
you see people don't know the importance of literature in this kind of work we do o say mogwe a literary device at least we call him crowd name that is why time I by the fireside no omo ya beti semenya o semenya da semenya
mogwe bi
down for you we live now the mogwe film kakra na oyini my man sparking enko enra yanka bi enhim yana wana me hu se me nua prakopenya panyini Fiifi Tackie wa make post you on Facebook.
Yeah.
No. Anyway. We me dey we remember later.
Okay.
But Fiifi Tackie dey no mean say brenya dey no o ye screenshot na
the full test no
my screenshot na
mami nyama
screenshot
so na me
right from phone right
enti bona
from phone
Fiifi Tackie editor on the Facebook page and was writing about an interview that Otto Addo granted. In fact, interview that page audio no. Okay, and the page bacho ohene bacho mumbo audio no mama and based on the audio no.
And
now ya share ni response no
say e match
na me so made media no atato. Yes, so let's see the audio no say the Otto Addo. It was an interview with Nathaniel Atto,
senior journalist.
Yes, Nathaniel Atto.
Tell him call Gaman Chehono.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Oh, so every match no. Otto Addo need tell that him no ko. E go say Bible and Inshira. Yeah. Enti we in the buy no. O san ko kodase.
Oh, kodase.
Enti ho e na Otto Shen.
To put Bambo president worship.
Bambo president worship. Oh, masa me feel sa. Chale me feel sa, me feel too much.
What?
Me feel it too much. Enti yentie de.
50 seconds.
Yeah, we see. I mean, like I said, the team is always open. I'm looking, and if we need him, surely we'll call him. At the moment, I see others ahead of him. Andre, yeah, we see. I mean, like I said, the team is always open. I'm looking, and if we need him, surely we'll call him. At the moment, I see others ahead of him.
Okay, when Otto Addo kind, or say the team is still open.
Yes, always open.
Always open. At the moment, I see others ahead of him. And to where?
Yes.
Okay.
Now let's juxtapose that with the response
from the spokesperson of the
Ayew's.
Comments at the page is fact to na the content, and I appreciate the fact that Odi Adiwe too in proper contest.
Oh yes.
So that is lost on us.
Exactly. Until you see the Otto Addo
and
the response Fiifi Tackie Edema.
Okay.
We are now so actually adwin e wo ho.
Yankwe.
Until always my video man.
Coach Otto Addo's comment on Andre Ayew are shocking and disappointing. On numerous occasions, the same coach has said one of the key criteria for selection into the national team is active club participation. How can Ayew, Ghana's most capped player, a 3-time World Cup veteran, a proven leader, be deemed unworthy even when playing well at his club in the French league? Ayew's legacy and commitment to the Black Stars are undeniable. His presence, his experience, leadership, and track record in major tournaments speaks volumes. It is baffling that the coach who failed to qualify Ghana for this year's African Cup of Nations would so casually dismiss the contribution of a player who has consistently delivered for his country and is playing week in, week out at his club. Such remarks are not only disrespectful to Ayew, but also undermine his sacrifice and the pride he has brought to Ghana football. Coach Addo's comments are unprofessionally and unbecoming of someone in his position. The response from Fiifi Tackie.
Okay. All right. So, Coach Otto Addo. And now an interview with Nathan Atto. Just a 15-second interview. Just 2 key phrases. That the national team is still open, but currently he sees that other players are ahead of Andre Ayew. That's why I'm not calling him. So what I gathered from that interview is that on shutting the door on Andre Ayew, he's just not calling him because he feels that the other players in that same position Andre Born are ahead of Andre Ayew. And then Fiifi Tackie responded by saying that these comments from the coach, are utterly disrespectful to the player Andre Ayew, and that a coach who was unable to qualify for the AFCON only saw gravitas and that metal say Obekasasa about a person of Andre Ayew's caliber who has garnered the most caps for the Black Stars. And World Cup 3 times. He's the player who got the most AFCONs for the national team any day. So it feels that it is unfair for the coach to have made those comments. On the 25th of January 2024, that was last year, that got a film the AFCON. So I wrote an article which was published on both etvghana.com and then happyghana.com. And the title of the article, it was an article in Mr. Cut Andre Ayew some slack because after the AFCON, there was a barrage of attacks on Andre Ayew that he was the reason he couldn't qualify, especially after a penalty now. Obumbe considered. So I wrote that article, and the article was essentially in defense of Andre Ayew and Prof. Mbesendo now when Yabotraka because it is an ageless article, and if you go to read that article, I'm sure you enjoy it. Cut Andre Ayew some slack. That was the headline of the article. Now the reason in Tiamako Professor article Abanene say the article is still aging, and it is aging well.
It looks like a prophetic.
Yes, and you see, this is a part of the article. We need how wait to me. See how
skipper Andre Ayew hasn't been in good form for the team during these few challenging years, and I strongly hold that after his debut in 2007, and with over 16 years of national team service under his belt, it is time for him to bow out gracefully than to be pushed out. The reality is that sometimes you are wholly willing to do your best in a particular situation, but it gets to a time where the spirit would be willing, but the body would be weak. We are humans, and these are the necessities of life. Following the dissolution of Chris Hughton's technical team, it is time for the new coach who would be appointed to begin a cleansing of the team by building a team with the current crop of players.
Okay, so this is just a section of, it's part one of the opening paragraphs of the article. So here clearly you could see that I was advising Andre Ayew
to hang his boots.
With the national team.
Yeah.
And that his time with the national team was done. And now me sure say be able to be answer being aboard the national team, and that it would have been better for him to gracefully
say bye-bye
than be pushed out of the national team. So it was my considered view that at that time Nanka was Sandra, if I've gone to buy and I said, move off on no crown. No, I'm afraid from because I'm about 18. I'm a coy. Nanka was Fremo. I know when we go from the match. You Massim, myself Black Stars in 16 years. My wife can say, my shego to say, my book to cap say, he said, me Felice national team no. Say the economy, national team no. Every fair. Never hang you boots. But it didn't happen. Everyone who knows me and knows my stance knows my views on the Ayews and how
strong believer in the Ayews.
Yes, and no crowd there, it's never in doubt.
If there are 5 people I know, you'll be top of that list.
And sometimes I believe that, and I always say that. See, Obia won't me training me any kind of crime channel no. Me Sanipano, Ayana.
Me who born here won't me training.
And that's why I don't me and your board and can't channel no. So at that point, I believed that the people very close to Andre Ayew should have been bold to tell Andre, your time in the national team is done.
Yeah.
It's difficult. It is always difficult.
98.9.
But if you do Andre, your time in the national team is done. Especially looking at the Asamajan situation. And me can be evidence. I said in 2019 AFCON, right?
Yeah, in Egypt.
2019 AFCON.
Yeah.
During the tournament, one Sunday near call, Financial for him push out. I was there, Kelly was there, Maestro was there, a team. Not that Maestro was clearly there was a close person. So I remember I said that. No, we're there, like football people. We're there, and I said, Charlie, I feel that, Charlie, bro, if I tell senior man say, after the AFCON,
make it retire.
Considering
the AC before the AFCON.
In the AFCON,
so give no more 30 minutes.
No more. He was not even getting games to play. So I thought that at that point, Chairman, it would have been appropriate to tell our legend that he should gracefully retire. I said, no. What happened there? But clearly, that felt that he could still play for the national team.
Yeah.
After that AFCON, John did retire from football, but he was never called to the national team. So, with that, on the benefit of hindsight, and we can say, with the benefit of hindsight, everyone is wise.
That's true.
On the benefit of hindsight, that's some two. You're playing like what's so called? Like what's so called? No, so called this time. I said not to you know.
I'm not bet you.
I bet you answer. The benefit of hindsight, everyone is smart. But hindsight, you want to boy, you might take decisions.
Yeah.
And there are two being those men came as I don't know, and to especially when you are working on that impact. The smarter than anybody, I'm sure that a similar thing could happen to you if you're not careful. Especially looking at what has happened in our last 3 tournaments. And our captain and Diako. But they didn't listen, but they felt he could still play. Now let's be sincere with ourselves and let me go into the crux of the matter. Yankee attackers Otto Addo from in the day he has played 1,065 games minutes this season. It is not great. 1,065 minutes so far this season. It is not great. So we cannot say full 90 minutes and do 12 90-minute games.
11.8.
And do 12 90-minute
throughout the season, he's played 90 minutes. So the cumulatively, about 11, almost roughly 12 games.
And now we play close to 30 games.
Yeah.
So it is not great. But that's even beside the point. Yeah. That's even beside the point because I see players that don't come regular. They still make impact. Trossard and Co are part of it. You decide back Trossard.
And honestly, go return now. Guys say
it's not bad.
It's not bad. Yeah.
But let's look at the players that were called in that position of the coach.
Yeah.
And it's a case you obi man Andre Ayew Black Stars. Papa, you see the question I asked Coach Duncan. Yeah. Top 10 first players.
When we in the final with the reaction.
Now the Tigana. Abem. So I'm saying that on that same score, you have team now.
Emotions aside, love aside, your likeness for the person aside.
Oh yes.
Let's do loyalty aside.
Yes.
I like the word loyalty aside.
Yes.
Let's do the pure math. Let's do the pure science,
Yes.
What
the reality. Not even the reality. Okay, in today I'm telling me do and do it will be
yeah. Room how open that's me see
yes. Yeah, the players are on the table. Me a coach. Nyaki Williams. Me money. And I told you when you van is
you're free
any. Antoine Jordan Ayew who else?
I think that's
yes. Yeah. Which of these players?
Kudus me.
Pateni. Which of these boys now? You or more film? Now, Yamfa Andre Ayew film. Which of these players? Now, you no film. You not a film. And then you Antoine Semenyo film. And now you need Jordan a film. And now you Kudus a film. And now you know a film. When you no film.
And now, Fiifi Tackie legacy. Why am national?
No, we have moved beyond that point. And the legacy and can also go find my Black Stars.
And they don't get any papa before.
Legacy can be playing no boy 10 this year. Yes, I'm saying that we cannot use that alone as a measure. We want to build a new life.
It will not be enough.
No, it will not be enough. And no coach will be making that decision. Especially looking at the Black Stars that come over these years.
Yeah.
If you see, it's hard to take a coach who had balls
to take that decision.
I'm telling you, say, FA4 at a point, Obi realized no. You want to change the team. Players who you move from more.
You
someone with what? Balls to take that decision. In fact, what the year bold taking that decision, no. I knew that decision was going to stay forever.
They will support him.
So today, let's be me and it's my boy. I talk to you all the time. So and because of I say can't cry. You could share maybe and come from. We have a disagreement, but you share. You want to hear anything? We will speak our truth. Now, come to Abetraka, then can actually everything. Kofi Adams. Actually, no. And then you can make us say, in there, make us say, but because of a human anything,
professional relationship.
Exactly.
So my views on this matter is that if you don't respect my professional views, I'm sorry that you're not my friend.
Yeah.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
If you don't respect me enough to respect my professional views, then you're not my friend.
I've always said, not to cut you, I've always said this. Say, who are down for every auditor. No bad no be auditor.
No
discar.
No car.
No tra. Or sin down for man intro, sir. So if the auditors, if you respect your down for as an auditor or be auditor or then everybody must respect us. Say, yes, we are bar beyond say we are madam for beyond say you didn't come. There has to always be a professional relationship. Say, me ba na asem no eye blacker. Mean to me man because say eye white because we are madam for. Debbie, yenye dumane sa.
So for instance, the article I wrote about overcrowding.
Yes.
A good friend of ours, mutual friend of ours, if your friend, he said, first a kebebe intino, and come main far and I'm say, me to us here, so the old do sika. But when about to us do, yeah, man can near Ne ansakra. You
even regret that. You even regret that. You had this thing to write. You didn't write. Yes.
Okay, me too. And
that's posterity.
Absolutely.
So okay, see now Andre Ayew wants to come. And it's coming to be just another member of the Black Stars. Well, now the captain has been given.
Yeah.
That's given to his brother. And me, I even think that article that statement was an indicted on Jordan Ayew. Yes, that thing, that write-up is an indictment on Jordan Ayew. Because Jordan Ayew and Wabba in the last 5 years or 4 year and the Black Stars 2 games with energy. I'm telling you, for the first time, Black Stars abo game, all sides are negativity. Yeah. So are you not happy that you control this way? Don't in the first time again abo game, blame me. Hey, wait for it. Yeah,
win.
People if you want to find fault with some people.
Yeah.
In this when now about 2 games they were not great teams. Fine, but you have won 2 games, we are all happy. So you person to say any akobo bigger teams saying your results are now. Should always go back to the yanko back. Can't shouldn't you progress in life, Kakra? We can all, yes, we all have our preferences. We can, but you see, in life, I'm telling you, everybody will be there. You're not doing your beam.
Yeah.
But it behoves you
to understand
the timing and say that Charlie,
honest with yourself.
But baby, you do it there.
You're honest with yourself.
Man, if you don't get to that realization in life and you don't get to the point where you're able to assess your life and do a proper introspection of yourself and realize that baby, you do it. That's still not better behavior. You keep on disgracing yourself one after the other. And that's it.
Well said.
Me born some
Okay.
It was difficult for him to say.
Yeah.
But he's been bold enough.
Unim.
Kofi nyeminu yakuma. Pacho jai.
Kofi
nyeminu ya penny jai.
Don't worry you.
Kasa.
Person me dinner temu already.
Kasa.
Ohini Bampo Brinya.
Yes sir.
1981 boy.
Ohini Bampo Brinya.
Poko Brown.
Aden.
Dienaba. Maba.
Kaya minti kai maba.
Minisani.
Maba te.
Dienaba.
Self-inflicted.
Ohini. You see, look, Owura Fiifi Tackie, I think he's done brilliant for the youth.
Absolutely.
The Ayew family. In terms of representing them.
The family, yeah.
The family. In terms of the optics. No, sometimes Obe can be a way, but I think say he's represented them very, very well.
Yeah.
So or your lawyer, Kameka say, wa ye juma momu ye pa. In terms of PR, said ye so mo conduct your mo any adinina, why ye. But Ohene, this time around, he's taking Andre to the slaughterhouse.
You think so?
Yes.
Unnecessarily.
He's taking Andre to the slaughterhouse. You see, Asempa, and let me also put this on record. The only Ghanaian footballer, Mehuna, I was bold enough to go to him and say, meet me jina on China, Minucha, and Umpo, Obina Menenam, and only Papuni Dimrikako Jinan in Chain, and Oma Michai. Trevi a pen on Dres, and I would Trevi, that was ahead of 2015 AFCON, Ewa Lisa. Obekaya, your last press soiree be Ewa Lisa Hotel, 2015. Yeah. The only player Mejinan in Chain and in the track. So it's not the fact say Obimpe Andre Asem. But I think say look Otto Addo ye bibia. But Asem Okan and warranties are responsible by Mr. Fiifi Tackie.
I even think that Asem Okan he shouldn't deserve a lot of respect.
A lot of respect.
That they be mean too do anymore. But at this point, some nyomo
Ohene, you see the fact pan say the day you can't look at him and disrespect him. Or was some aura around him. It's not easy to disrespect Andre. So Otto Addo onye esa bibia eno hene maka se mo ya kire se mete a backstory to Okaya Otto Addo ba no oni Andre koye meeting. Oko France a committee Andre
from Germany to
France. Oni ne koye meeting. In fact, meeting no and some meeting no ne ye no and the only option available for Andre that time say obeba kra o ma mebo.
And if you had followed the Black Stars carefully, even under Chris Youth, he wasn't playing.
Yes.
Qualifiers, AFCON, he wasn't a mainstay in the team. And Oman Abiy are 5 minutes.
Yes.
If you are 10 minutes.
Yes. In that meeting, Andre would disagree with the coach. And even aside that, coach was shown a lot of respect. And Mr. Fiifi Tackie, a response radio to a 15 seconds interview. You don't think coach a lot of things to say about Andre?
Even to the point that our friend said, coach, you are failing to qualify Ghana to the AFCON, you need the gravitas.
That is needless.
No.
That is Mr. Fiifi Tackie, with all due respect.
Fiifi.
You see, let's cut some Otto Addo some slack on him. And then can say it here, Mr. Fiifi Tackie. Any abuse via Andre ebe suffer if you na kosi when a band no it was necessitated by you. You are supposed to be representing him. You are not supposed to carry him to the slaughterhouse.
I say Obia Bobo Kujan toward that.
Wabona toward that.
Ibrahim, did you watch Ibrahim Osman in the Europa?
Yes.
The day we were Black Stars game.
Yes.
Honorable was asking us that. Yes. Ibrahim Osman for Feyenoord.
So you see,
he was not called.
It's not the fact say Andre about 34 matches a season. Share some unbelievable goals.
But even that, maybe point is Prince Asempani Prof. Yanko AFCON. Right.
Yes.
We are in a poor position to qualify for the World Cup. Any smart coach will be thinking about which players I can take to the World Cup next year. Every smart coach will be preparing his team towards next year.
Me. I will firmly believe say Andre Bekanti will the team atmosphere, the unity and all will be true to the gear.
That's your belief?
Yes. Now look, Fiifi Tackie didn't be now pay. That Jordan is the captain of the Black Stars. Mr. Fiifi Tackie Mpacho, Jordan Ayew, ni thank you no to know. Okay, be.
After the game,
after the game 2 days ago, Mr. Fiifi Tackie Mpacho, okay, be. Una trauma na. Because that note, that note is reconciliatory enough, That note is idea. Ese ye bonsem Emma Jordan. Any team me buy any the way omo conduct hene. Me can wa ha enu achi o said aben say team he buy. Look at players and look at their demeanor. Say look at omo hokika even in training, omo hokika e wo training. This time around here, who and like a attitude bia as a member, as a me more, as a obin koye woman, no. Look at the atmosphere. And you want to poison this atmosphere? No, I don't think Mr. Fiifi Tackie, with all due respect, should be allowed to poison this atmosphere about the Black Stars. No. Jordan Ayew is now the captain of the Black Stars. Andre Ayew
General captain.
Now you're dying.
What is that animal called general captain?
Andre Echo 4th World Cup. Now you're dying. You are
maybe that's a target.
You see, he's further saying say the Nkrofo accuse Andre of self-glory. You are reinforcing that.
Self-centeredness.
Self-centeredness.
Yeah. That it should always be about him.
It should always be about him.
Comfort World Cup as a man.
So that na ye den. Enti Jordan so called the 3rd World Cup na ye den. Because Jordan wako 2.
Yeah.
Oko 3rd one na ye den. And I say Jordan po ewa hoden no ko 4th one na Andre anko 4 na ye den. You free him abedu hey. And this culture of say obi kasama obi enti national team call a bar na ye ka ho sem no what is it for? Mr. Fiifi Tackie Mpacho. Please, the Ayew family, the legendary Abedi Ayew Pele. Mpacho ni ebusuani nyina mo ne openi no kasama mo no enkasa se debi. Baby odi ebusuani eko no e ho to enye. He's opening the family up for ridicule. That's what he's doing. I don't think this is sanctioned by the family.
But the danger is that one thing here obi think you can say ebusuani akota dem.
I don't think this is sanctioned by the family. He's
the publicist. Before I bet you, he has to consult.
Wait, and you busuano and a suma or
of course, you can't categorically say that.
The reason why I'm saying this is that I mean, yes, sure, say, the Blasters are about 2 games here. A member of the family is leading that Blasters. You are crucifying the same Blasters.
You winnie Krumaya there, Obiania J.
Honorable Dominic Nitiu, former defense minister. Was it born or born? Ed, I had to say, we check a crown. Parliament. Was it really buying? Yes. Kafaduma. To Talema Dosta.
Now, Freddie, you could also hear we have a book.
We are saying anything.
Charlie.
Me that's your henna.
Miss Midas be brave. Coffee, Bremer, Nayako.
Fiifi Tackie, Madame Fupa. I be depending on me boni dia on Mama Muso.
Yeah.
Primarily because I didn't see Mohamed Polo.
What's the Pele Gakra?
Anya Kakra. What do you mean? I didn't see Mohamed Polo.
Yeah.
Or even though I saw his latter part, I mean, when he was Benkai Denom, but I didn't see Razak. One tag Polo no Razak. The man didn't mean Abedi Pele na muhun. And in my books, Abedi Pele is the best Ghanaian footballer for me. So I have a special James J. Abedi Pele na muhun. Onona Ghana in Nigeria, Senegal 92. Why are fast to say the second goal?
When across the ball.
The
first one, man, say yes. But before first one, Abedika is on bomb.
Yeah.
And also, Henry for now.
Abedi Ayew Black. Yeah. The maestro. Radin Yankopo. And look, because of Abedi, I have a special likeness for the boy. I mean, the Ayew family, I have a special likeness for them. And it's a very difficult position I find myself. But see, I think it's important that Fiifi Tackie understands that time na yedi Andre Ayew era national team. A lot of people thought that it was because of his father, that's why he was going to the national team. 2007. Claude Leroy.
Yeah.
Didn't rem. 2010. Na Andre Ayew or Benchi Sulemuntari.
Appear to bench.
Appear no to bench. Appear now or captain and qualifying for your first ever World Cup. No, not to bench. Na Sulemuntari no to bench. Huh? Mekai say Omoko AFCON Angola Omoko finals now. One of the major points I was making was that Andre Num said your support your mono. As a year against senior players no. One time maybe drew us na say ye kama younger ones now. Omontiase. I mean, for Andre Ayew, he has no excuse not to have retired properly from the national team.
Sure.
Because the era in 2010, Apianum, where ACNum,
proper.
In fact, Apiano, he was so gracious that he had John Dramani Mahama, who was then sitting president, President Kufuor, and then former President Rawlings, the late, may he so rest in peace. Look, it was so beautiful. I mean, when the picture,
the videos, I still remember.
Do you know why? Because say boy testimonial. Now, 2 former presidents, any sitting president, any other day,
now, I'm call Black Stars training. You won't say that you're my friend. Step up.
Okay. No, jam, bra. We are from bra.
So you see, Andre Ayew has seen this. He has seen the Asamoah thing, and he himself. So he has no excuse. For me, look, everything pointed out, say, Nelson could be catching Andre say after Cote d'Ivoire. Look at Andre from 2010 up to 2017 and his contributions to the national
team. 2019.
Even 2019.
No, even 2022 World Cup.
Look, 2022 World Cup.
Say he scored.
The point is that
matches and score.
No, I think
it was Jordan who scored, not Dede.
Did they score?
Two. Maybe the end say, what should trajectory now from 2019, 2022, any Cote d'Ivoire, any Cameroon, everything pointed out. Say, Andre, I say, national team no, and Ngwase too. Because the Cameroon, no red card.
Yeah.
And a short here, 2022, or come penalty. And I say, and I excuse me, but I say, the. So, okay, okay. And we say, Mebaso. 20 Cote d'Ivoire, Obremo, penalty, say. So, you look at it, now I say, everything is pointing to the negative for him. Then Otto Addo comes in and he gives you that opportunity again. Captain Benny, which of the captains? Benefit no. BBC. So no tea say or no when you don't or international team BBC. Now when your coach was driving from the base Germany, Abba France, who base, and you were about Tinasi, anyway Din Komo, and Yankita would say na may take you over, and this is my next direction. What kind of disrespect is Fiifi Tackie talking about? I mean, all the captains, at least me, I saw from Abedipele to his son, and they John Mensah. Let me tell you a story. When they went to John Mensah's house to go and tell them, if your officials no call John Mensah fee, I'm going to catch and say, person captain or finish them no fama sawaja. I say John Mensah bisom. Obisom say Mike Listen any deputy captain. Nti say Mike Listen say about team no a oba be dey. E see if in penifo no mo dey say manu di. O want to be a John Mensah proper answer bia. But the decision has been taken here from someone. She acquire your fast year someone. And I think that this coach was trying to show avoid all this controversy, even though he himself is going to create another thing altogether. But bottom line is that one say coach ni you be or disrespecting are you and I say are you family now? Come back the captain ama Andre Jordan. So I think that my brother Fiifi Tackie got it Totally, absolutely wrong.
So he's looking at Dede, not looking at the relationship between Jordan and the coach.
Yeah. And I think that
it's an indictment of Jordan Ayew.
It's an indictment of Jordan Ayew. This business of trying to prop up Dede to match up to his father, it's unthinkable. Look, for anybody, Nibana World Cup, but for anybody who saw Abedi Pele boy, and you be like Dede Ayew boy, and you do. And you be like Dede Ayew maestro. Now, Debbie, so I am saying this business of everything trying to prop up Andre, trying to do everything. Look, the point is that the time as soon, yes, what take. Look, I think that if there is any proper advice Fiifi Tackie has, he should give it to Andre. Say, Chairman time na so on toilet no phantom. Now you proper testimonial man because Andre has served the national team well. Let's go talk about it.
England for 4 nations in Kwananke. Come on. England, Nigeria, Jamaica, Ghana.